Bitcoin is at a massive buying opportunity at this period, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. So stay tuned for this next episode of Crypto Real Talk. So hi guys, and welcome back to another Gab's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. And before we start this video is brought to you by our sponsor Crypto.com, which is one of the biggest exchange in the world. And as you can see, Crypto.com is one of the fastest growing crypto app. And if you want to stake your coins and earn of up to 14% per annum of interest, you can stake that with Crypto.com. And on top of that, if you are going to stake their native token, which is CRO, you can actually get their beautiful metal Visa card, which is ito guys. So if you are going to stake CRO, you can actually get this beautiful metal Visa card, which can give you different access to Spotify, Netflix, and different types of benefits na pwede mo makuha with Crypto.com. So you can see meron din sila airport lounge depending on the tier na you are going to select. So if you want to start staking and start earning with Crypto.com, and if you want to use their benefits, just use my sign up code, which is GabsCrypto, and you can claim of up to $50 bonus upon signing up. But anyway, let's now dive into this video, and gusto ko actually pag-usapan itong topic na to kasi matagal ko na actually pinaghahandaan itong topic, and ilang beses ko na to gusto ipaalam sa buong followers natin, especially sa mga long-term investors or sa mga short-term investors na hindi pa nakikita yung long-term opportunity nitong crypto market. This video is going to be dedicated for that topic. So in this video, we are going to talk about Bitcoin in the logarithmic growth curve. We are going to talk about the logarithmic growth curve when it comes to the historical price action, its potential, as well as the next market cycle peak. We are going to correlate the data then using the fear and greed index, and we are also going to use the Google Trends data in correlating the market cycle peak. So this video is going to be divided into different parts. If you want to check out on a specific topic, you can actually click the timestamps down below if you want to skip to a certain topic. But anyway, let's now dive into why today is one of the best time to buy Bitcoin, or why is this period the best time to buy. So generally speaking, whenever na Bitcoin is on an all-time low, that is typically one of the best time to buy. But the question is, how low are we going to get within the crypto market? I think yun yung pinakang tanong ng karamihan. Di ba sabi nila na, I bought the dip but it keeps on dipping. Paano ba natin masasabi na nasa bottom point na tayo? Well, the answer is, there are no accurate ways of determining the bottom, but we have a data model on suggesting where is the potential bottom. So we might not know the accurate bottom ng ating market cycle, but we can actually determine kung ano ba yung mga potential bottom niya. And that is by using the historical data, which is the logarithmic growth curve, which one we have been using. And as you can see, this logarithmic growth curve has determined the market cycle bottom different times, or when were the buying opportunities ng ating crypto market. And as you can see, the best buying opportunity for the crypto market came in for around at least 5 times pa lang within the whole crypto history. So as you can see, the first time na nagkaroon tayo ng best buying opportunity was during 2010. That was one of the best time. Of course, yun yung time na na-introduce si Bitcoin sa buong mundo. Kung naalala niyo yung lalaki na bumili ng pizza worth of 10,000 Bitcoin, it was during this era na yan na hindi pa talaga sikat yung Bitcoin, pero kaka-release lang. Hindi niya alam na that was one of the best time to buy and accumulate Bitcoin, pero ang ginawa is binenta niya at pinambili niya ng pizza. It was during this period. Now, if you move on to the next period, which was around 2012, as you can see, this logarithmic growth curve has determined this area as one of the best buying opportunity, 2012. And as you can see, after 2012, nag-peak tayo of up to siguro $1,100. Imagine buying Bitcoin from $8. Tingnan mo, umakit siya na around $1,100. Ilang percent yung inyong kinita doon? Let's see kung ilan yon. That would be around 12,000% if you bought Bitcoin around 2012 up until 2013. And look at this. This next period na nagkaroon tayo ng buying opportunity was during this 2015 up until the 2017 area. As you can see, if you bought Bitcoin anytime during that period, you are already in profits of ilan? Let's see kung ilan. You are already in profits of 7,800% if you bought Bitcoin during this accumulation period. And look at this. Nagkaroon din tayo ng mini cycles along the Bitcoin price action. As you can see, if you bought this period, you can see na if bumili ka dyan, kumita ka around 300%. And if you bought the COVID crash of 2020, noong March 2020, you can see na you are already up 1,800% with your assets if you bought Bitcoin during this period. And ano ba yung mga common things dito sa ating crypto market na nakita natin within this area? Ano ba yung common features nitong mga buying opportunities na yan? Now, the common features nitong mga buying opportunities na yan was during this green area ng ating logarithmic growth curve. So if you're going to look at this, whenever na we are within this green area, that is going to indicate na that is one of the best time to buy Bitcoin for the long term. And look at this. Right now, Bitcoin is at that similar area. So if you're going to look at historical data points, yung ating logarithmic growth curve, if you're going to look at the past data, right now, it's actually telling us that this period is going to be one of the best time to buy Bitcoin. So that is indicating na you have more potential buying Bitcoin today than waiting for a bull market to come. Kasi look at this, if you bought Bitcoin during a bull market, as you can see, ilang profits makukuha nyo, you would actually get around 170% lang, which is, though okay naman siya, 2x naman yun, pero as compared na if you bought Bitcoin during this accumulation period, you can see na pwede kang kumita around at least 1,400% if you bought during those period. So right now, we are at this area na talagang buying opportunity ngayon. But the question is, if bumali ba ako ng Bitcoin ngayon, mayaman na ba ako kagad bukas? Well, the answer is, real talk, no. If you're going to look at the historical cycles, look at this. Look at this. During those accumulation period na talagang patay yung Bitcoin at buong crypto market, as you can see, nagkaroon tayo ng matagal na consolidation during this area. We actually had a very long consolidation. In fact, noong 2013, it took us around 357 days during this accumulation before we saw a massive run-up to the upside. As you can see, dito noong 2013, naghintay ng isang buong taon yung mga tao bago sila kumita dito sa buong crypto market. Same goes noong 2016 and 2017, we actually saw around 616 days. That's roughly around 2 years before we saw a massive run-up to the upside. So, as you can see, hindi ka kagad kikita ngayon. But kikita ka within, siguro after 2 years or after 1 year. It's because accumulation phase will take a lot of time during this period. So in this case, accumulation phase is actually one of the best time to enter. Ang problema mo nga lang dyan is, kailangan mo lang talagang matinding patience. Kasi most of the time, people during this area are, let's say bumili ka ng Bitcoin noong 2015, along the way, some people would start doubting Bitcoin along the way kasi sasabihin nila, oh, wala namang kita yung aking investment kasi naglagay ako ng pera pero sa ngayon wala pang kinikita. Parang wala naman talagang pagkakitaan yung Bitcoin so lalabas na ako. Yun yung common na mindset ng karamihan ng mga tao doon. When in fact, that is wrong. Kasi look at this. If you're going to look at data, it's telling us na talagang tinatanggal ni Bitcoin yung mga weak hands doon. Lahat yung mga mahina sa market or talaga yung mga walang alam sa market, hinintay lang natin sila mawala during this area. And talagang yung mga patience at yung mga strong hands lang talaga, yung mga diamond hands, ang mga talagang kumikita dito. Kasi look at this, if you have waited long enough during this period, you can see na if you bought from 2015 at nagintay ka lang sa inyong investment, within 4 years or actually within 3 years, you are already up 14,000% in profits. If you have only been patient during this accumulation period, then you can see na ganun kalaki pwede nyong pagkakitaan within the whole crypto market. So in this case, magiging instant millionaire ba tayo bukas? No, real talk hindi. Pero ang kagandahan yan, if you have been patient enough during this period, if you have been very patient during this very long consolidation, you have the biggest potential within the crypto market. Kasi look at this, kahit sabihin mong matagal yung galaw ng pera na 2 years or 1 year para makakita tayo ng malaking return, if you're going to look at this, napakalaking return on investment pa naman siya. If let's say, nagabang ka lang na around 3 years lang para makita ng malaking profit as compared to traditional banks na mag-aantay ka ng 5 years or 10 years like sa Pag-ibig MP2 nakikita ka around 20% after 5 years as compared to Bitcoin if you just hodled it and stayed within the market for roughly ilang years lang and if you have been patient enough, you can see na within this month, babagal lang yung returns niya. Pero if let's say, inabangan mo after 2 years or 3 years, you can see na ganong kalaki yung ating potential upside within the crypto market. So in that case, during this period, that would be one of the best time to buy and accumulate. In this case, what you can do is actually, let's say, pag may kinikita ka every month, pwede mong gawin is, siguro 10% ton ilagay mo sa Bitcoin, and then the rest kung saan mang financial matters yung ginagamit mo yung pera doon mo i-allocate. Pero ang kagandahan is at least 10% or 5% na inyong pera, allocate it to some investment kahit papano if let's say you want to maximize during this very long consolidation. And look at this. Tingnan nyo yung maximum upside ni Bitcoin ngayon. You're following this logarithmic growth curve. If let's say you have invested during this period, inyong potential, inyong maximum na pera na pwede nyo makuha profits during this period if you bought today is roughly around, following the logarithmic growth curve, is roughly around, let's see, it's roughly around 900% during this period. And that is still malaki yun, guys. Sobrang laki nun. If let's say, nag-invest ka ng 200,000 pesos. So, let's say nag-invest ka ng 200,000 pesos and then times 9, yung magiging profits nyo after that specific time frame would be around 1.8 million pesos na ganun kalaki na siya kagad if you are going to invest during this period. So, in that case, the best thing to do is to buy and accumulate lang. Dollar cost average strategy in buy at different levels. It doesn't matter kung saan ka bumili as long as bumibili ka na habang bagsak yung market. That is okay. And as you can see, we have a potential upside of around the 250,000 US dollars. Dati, di ba, sinasabi nila Bitcoin is going to 100K, but this data model is telling us na we can actually reach around the 200K level or 180K level. And as you can see, the more na we delay the bull market, the more na we consolidate, the more our market cycle top increases. So today, as you can see, ang ating maximum market cycle top is around 180K. But as the days goes by, as the week goes by, you can see na pataas ng pataas yung ating potential market cycle top. So in that case, talagang patience lang talaga for the crypto market. Now, let's talk about the next topic, which is yung ating fear and greed index. Kasi, di ba sabi ko sa inyo na maraming investors ngayon takot bumili at nagiging doubtful within the crypto market. So in that case, for sure, isa ka din sa mga tao ngayon na kinakabahan na bumili ng Bitcoin ngayon kasi sabihin nyo na, delikado bumili ngayon kasi bagsak yung crypto market. Ano yung confidence level nyo na aakit siya after ilang years or after ilang months? Ang dami magda-doubt na gano'n ngayon sa crypto market. Well, to answer that, the best way to answer that is using this data of fear and greed index. So if you're going to look back in time, look at this. If you're going to look at our data right now, we are at the lowest fear and greed index. And if you're going to look at this, there were only a few moments in time na naging ganyang kabagsak tayo sa ating buong crypto market. As you can see, we saw that during this period. The last time na we saw that similar area was around May 2021, which is, tingnan natin kung saan siya. May 2021 was during this area. So as you can see, if you bought Bitcoin during that area, you are already in profits of around ilang percent siya. You are already in profits of around 130%. The next period na naging ganyang lowest point was around March 2020. And if you're going to look at March 2020, that was during the COVID crash of 2020. And if you bought Bitcoin during that period, you can see na ang pwede mong kitain is around, tingnan natin kung ilan yung inyong potential upside, that would be around 1,200%. So as you can see, buying Bitcoin during those area of wherein everyone is fearful or yung mga takot talaga bumili. Pag takot yung buong market bumili ng Bitcoin, that is indicating na that is one of the best buying opportunity. Let's dive back further. 2018. Let's try to look at the 2018 data. Kasi if you're going to look at the 2018 data, that is also the time na bagsak yung ating crypto market. And as you can see, if you are going to look at that period, you can see na we are also one of the lowest point noong 2018 of, that is around November and December 2018. And as you can see, November, December 2018, that was also one of the lowest point na ating fear and greed index as well as sa crypto market. So that is indicating right now na this fear and greed index is telling us na this period is actually one of the best time to buy and invest for the long term. So regardless na if let's say kinakabahan ka na bumili for the future, kahit bumili ka lang ng Bitcoin tapos iwan mo lang and then abangan mo lang siya lumaki, okay na yun guys. Kasi we already have a data supporting this massive potential for the crypto market. So if you are doubtful today, just remember, yung mga taong nagbenta ng Bitcoin nila during March 2020 na sabi nila, ay hindi naakit yung Bitcoin. Tandaan yung mga tao na nagbenta nun, isipin nyo ngayon na you should not commit the same mistakes ng mga nagawa ng mga tao noong 2020 and 2018. And this period is finally your opportunity to take advantage of the historical data na meron tayo. And last but not the least, let's talk about the Google Trends data kasi this is also another thing na very accurate din. As you can see, if you're going to look the number of times wherein Bitcoin was searched throughout the history in Google, you can actually correlate this data kasi this data is actually showing us na yung whenever na Bitcoin is getting a lot of attention, more people search for Bitcoin in Google. So as you can see, there were a lot of times na naging top hit si Bitcoin sa Google kasi mataas yung ating crypto market. As you can see, we can actually correlate the data. As you can see, noong June 2011, that was actually one of the first time na nag-peak yung ating data. And if you're going to look at the June 2011 sa ating Bitcoin price action against the US dollar chart, June 2011 was actually the time na nag-peak si Bitcoin of around, ilang dollar siya? Around $22 from 0.04 cents. As you can see, ating first data pa lang dito noong June 2011, noong time na nag-peak si Bitcoin, nag-peak din si Bitcoin sa Google Trends. Now, let's try to look at the next peak noong April 2013. Nag-peak ba si Bitcoin noong April 2013? Let's try to look at the data, April 2013, and yes, it did. Nag-peak si Bitcoin after receiving of ilang percent na pump, after 1,400% na pump. Nung nag-peak siya doon, saka tayo nag-peak din sa ating Google Trends data. Let's try to look at another peak. 2013 nung December. Nangyari ba yung peak nung December 2013? Let's try to look at the data. It did. December 9, 2013, nag-peak din si Bitcoin. Let's look at more data. December 2017, nag-peak si Bitcoin according to Google Trends. So let's try to look at the US dollar chart. December 2017, it did. December 11, 2017, nag-peak si Bitcoin. But let's try to look at the current Google Trend. Nag-peak na ba si Bitcoin sa ating Google Trends data? Hindi pa. So right now, data is suggesting na we have not yet reached the Bitcoin peak for this market cycle. So as you can see, Google Trend is one of the most accurate data na meron tayo dito. And as you can see, every time na nag-peak yung ating Google Trends data, it's actually indicating na nag-peak yung ating Bitcoin market. And as you can see, wala pa tayong nakikitang all-time high peak within the Google Trends data, indicating na right now, it's still one of the best time to invest for the long term. So if I were you, I would take this opportunity to buy and invest for the long term. So to summarize this video, you can see now, right now, we are at a massive buying opportunity for the long term. As you can see, yung ating historical data, it's actually telling us na we are at that buying period sa ating logarithmic growth curve. Fear and greed index is indicating that everyone is doubtful and everyone is fearful with the crypto market. And remember, when everyone is fearful, that is one of the best time to buy. And if you're going to look at our Google Trends data is indicating na hindi pa nagpipeak yung ating Bitcoin market or as well as the whole crypto market. In general, it is actually one of the best time to buy Bitcoin for the long term. So if I were you, I would take this opportunity. And siguro just a side note, the short-term price action will always be different. Kasi of course, if you're going to look at the short-term, nagkakaroon tayo na ating mga intra-market cycle volatility, yung mga pump and dump within the very short-term. Of course, iba yung analysis natin for the short-term kasi of course, the bigger time frame would actually take a lot of time for this to play out. As compared to the short-term analysis, definitely, nagkakaroon ng volatility, yung intra-market cycle volatility within the very short-term. So if you want to get day-to-day updates within the short term ng ating price action ni Bitcoin. If you want to take advantage ito mga consolidation na nakikita natin na within the very short term, yung every 15 minutes, yung 15-minute time frame na pump and dump, if you want to take advantage those movement, you can actually subscribe to our channel kasi of course, we provide day-to-day updates regarding the state of the crypto market for the very short term as well as for the long term. And if you don't want to miss those videos, just hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. But anyway, we have reached the end of this video and hopefully marami kayo natutunan within this crypto real talk video. And if you find this content useful and informative, please give this video a like and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.